All right, we got a ton of questions, so we're gonna start rapid firing. We'll start with Julius. How many dials does it take to get to 15 appointments booked?
As many as it takes.
All right. Clay, how is your phone script different for aged leads versus new leads? How do you overcome the common objections?
Same, just basically just switch it up. The form that you filled out recently.
You just filled out, or it's ended up on my
Yeah, I like my mortgage, my final expense is literally a couple words of difference, the same thing.
Perfect. Hayden, what are some things you do in the home in the first 5 minutes to set up the appointment correctly?
I would say just control. So telling them the reason why we're here. So we're here, babe. Why did you fill this out? What was your favorite part of the card or the thing online you filled out? From there, once they tell you the answer, basically, okay, great. These are the steps. We're going to see if you qualify. From there, we're going to put you in the best, situation. Submit an application, see if you get approved. And so basically just let them know right away, we're not here to just go through all the, qualities of each policy and company. We're not here to give you a quote. We're here to see if you can get approved. And then from there, you can think about something from there. We'll take it from there.
Perfect. Julius, how many leads should I buy to write 20K per month?
20K per month. You should have at least 100 leads per week. If you have at least 100 leads per week, you probably even need more than that. But I would say,
which leads?
I
mean, how about we give them a budget?
How about we give them? Okay.
Well, because 13 leads is
if you want to write
for the mortgage.
If you want to write 20K a month, you're probably going to need to have at least $1,000 in leads per week. I'd say 4,000 to 5,000 per month will net you 20 grand, 20K a month in production. If you want to get to 40K, 30 to 40K, then you're investing 1,500 to 2,000 a week in leads.
Perfect. It's about 25%.
Yeah.
So if you say about 25% is a healthy investment, but if you can invest 25% and return 75% of your money every single week, that's why we're growing like crazy. So Clay, what are some of your favorite resources to learn more from on your own time and to be resourceful?
FFL America.
Anything else?
I just go on YouTube. Like if I have a question about anything, literally you can type in anything on YouTube, FFL phone script, FFL mortgage, FFL final expense, FFL objections. Just become a student of your craft. If you want to get really good at this, you need to spend non-money making time on improving yourself. So non-money making time would be before 8 or 7:30 and then after 9 o'clock every day.
Perfect. Hayden, what is your most effective tie down question?
To close them?
Probably, it's either phone or, I don't know, Billy, we'll just,
we'll
go close.
Yeah, let's go with tie down at the start of the appointment. So kind of from the last question, getting control, asking them what their favorite part of the program was or why they filled it out. From there, we get their answer and, they can't really go back and say, that they have to think about
What are the answers to that question?
The favorite part, the fact that they'll pay off my final expenses, the fact they'll pay off the mortgage, the fact that if I become disabled, they're going to pay off the house. If I die in an accident, it's going to double the payment.
Cool, good. Going back to travel trips, Hayden, he addressed you personally. I guess he wants you to answer this.
Right.
I have picked a couple places that have leads pile up regularly. Do you suggest getting the location the night before and have a dial day there, or dial before you leave?
So basically, if my travel trip is tomorrow, and I'm running business tomorrow, I'm dialing the day before. You guys hear Andrew Taylor talk about all the time. If you don't have at least 15, 20, 30 appointments booked for your travel trip, you're not going. So for example, if you book today and you only book 5 appointments and your travel trip scheduled for tomorrow, move the flight or take the car the next day after that and use tomorrow as a dial day, just so you're only out there for 2 to 5 days, but you're running 10 plus appointments every single day you're out there.
Awesome. All right, we're gonna go rapid fire right now. All right, you ready, Julius? What are some ways what are some of the ways you are recruiting and building and finding new agents?
Put ads out. ZipRecruiter, Get Licensed campaign. If you guys aren't on the Get Licensed campaign, you're missing out. Craigslist, word of mouth, social media, all different platforms. Just you got to get the word out, get people on the phone, and talk to them.
Perfect. All right, I'm going to go just to Hayden just because you'll hear the question. Coming from a college student, how would you go about running appointments part-time and on the weekends?
Yeah, great question, because when I started in the industry, I was in college and I had another part-time job. So what I would do basically is if I didn't work on the weekends, I would basically dial Friday night for Saturday, Sunday. So whatever days you have off, plan before the night before, and maybe the morning of that day, and dial appointments for the next 2 days out.
Perfect. Kara says, someone who has a goal of an integrity deal, how long should I wait before start building a team? My answer would be month 2. And why month 2? Because month 1, you should issue 15, and month 2, you should issue 20. And at that point, you know how to sell, you know how to buy leads, you know how to overcome objections, you know how to keep policies on the books. And now you're someone who can teach other people how to do it, right? That's a big component. I think we've led by example, selling, building, selling, building, selling, building. People that sell the most tend to build the biggest businesses and the most healthy businesses. So that would be the way I would answer that question, Kara. Nicholas says, how do you quote a couple for mortgage protection? Do you show more protection for the person that makes more money? Julius, Clay.
So I will gauge it. So like if the, let's say one of the other is working, the other one's a stay-at-home. So let's say the husband's working and the mother's a stay-at-home mom. I'll get permission from the mom first. So I'll kind of tee it up like this. I'll say, my job is to identify the needs. So Mary, is it safe to say that if Tom doesn't come home yesterday, financially, you might be in a little bit of a pickle? Is that fair? Now, take emotion out of it. And while you can't put a price tag on keeping the household up, the federal government does. So you don't have any income. So if you weren't to come home yesterday, Tom would be able to, sustain the lifestyle monetarily. Is that fair? So for right now, would it be fair to say, because I want to get her permission, because basically I'm looking to sell her, not Tom. Because if I get her on my side, then it's a wrap as far as the policy is concerned. So I'll just say, is it fair to say that we need to put protection in place for Tom first, and then based on budget, then we can look at putting something in place for you afterwards. And then if she gives me the green light, which usually they do, because they understand that they're in a dire circumstance. If something happens to Tom, then that's how I set it up. Awesome.
Okay, great answer. But moving forward, we're doing max 15-second answers.
Cool.
So we're gonna try to get everybody taken care of. We'll go Hayden. When you door knock, do you push back for just showing up? If so, how do you get through it?
No, I don't. I basically say, yeah, we've been trying to get a hold of you for the last couple of days. Our office has been trying to call you, and they go straight to the phone number. Is this the right one or is it the wrong one? If they say it's the right one, then basically you probably just don't answer the phone if you don't know who it is. I'm glad I'm here. I'm working the area today and tomorrow. If no, okay, no wonder why we couldn't get a hold of you. If you have 5 minutes now, we can do it. Otherwise, I can come back at 4 or 5.
Money. Julius, to avoid think about it objections when asking for the ID and check, is it more effective to build impulse or is there a different strategy?
To avoid getting a think about it on
Yes.
ID and check.
Yeah. Like how do you get the ID in check? How do you avoid them saying, no, I want to think about it?
Well, so on the front, it all starts on the front end when you first sit down. So it's all about how you set it up. So what I say is, hey, my job today is to help you figure out the best solution for your need. If we're talking mortgage protection. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna ask you a few questions. Then I'm gonna show you a few options, explain the benefits. And then our goal there is to help you find something comfortable and then affordable. And then we're gonna see if we can actually get you approved. So what I'm gonna do at the end, Mary, is I'm gonna help you submit an application for coverage. They're gonna require some information like your ID, banking information, stuff like that. And it takes about a week to get you approved. See if we can get you approved. Are you ready to proceed? And so you just set it up on the front end, so that way on the back end, it's a no-brainer. They already know it's coming.
Money. Clay, any tricks to keep policies on the books?
It's all about follow-up, sending thank you cards, letting them know that I want to be your broker for life. Actually following up, make sure they receive their policy, go over their policy with them. And you got me flushed with this 15 seconds thing.
You got it. You're doing
Their
great.
policy is good to go.
Perfect. What's the fastest way for new agents to learn e-apps?
Do
Do them.
Okay.
Rapid fire, baby.
Okay, cool. All right, we're good.
SC.America.com.
Do you, Hayden, do you always try to sell term if they're eligible, or is there a place for healthy older adults in whole life?
I just find the need. So if it's a final expense appointment, obviously you're most likely going whole life. If it's a life insurance or mortgage, basically I'll find out what they're looking for, find out what's best for them, and make sure I look through their policies they currently have if they do have any, and then go from there.
Julius, how do you guys handle family members and or friends to help them obtain protection they've said they want?
Like referrals.
What?
How do you get referrals? How do you get referrals? We'll pivot that question.
I just ask. I mean, like, do you have some insurance in place? No? Okay, let's sit down and talk about it. I mean, it's just, I'm very direct with it when it comes to people I know. Like, why wouldn't you let me take care of you and your family, take care of everybody else? Why can't I take care of you?
I like it. Crystal Stevenson says to Clay, do you find yourself having no shows 2 days out, or do you send reminder texts to help with that?
I never send reminder texts, so I'm booking 2 to 3 days out, no further than that. And I'm just trusting that I did the right thing on the phone to book a proper appointment and cemented it correctly. So never text, because then inevitably they'll text back and say, don't come over some of the time.
All right, perfect. We got 3 more. What is your line, Hayden, to get clients to pull up their current policies?
Basically, when I ask them the question, they say, yeah, I do have life insurance. Oh, great. How much coverage do you have? And then they tell me, and I say, great. What company is that with? Did you get it years ago, or is it pretty recent? And then how much are you paying a month? When they say that, 9 times out of 10, they don't know what it is, or they're kind of like guesstimating. So basically what I say is, okay, great, go ahead and get that policy. Usually if you do it with confidence, they're going to say yes. If they kind of like are weird about it, or they say, I don't know where it's at, I say, you know, John, if you don't know where it's at, how is your beneficiary gonna know where it's at? So, you know, I have about 10 minutes, so go ahead and get your policy and I'll just wait here.
Yep.
Julius, I have a policy with work.
Okay, I'm not sure if you know how work policies work, but those are group supplemental plans. So did you ever get a policy? They're all gonna say no. And the reason why is because you have coverage while you're working there. Mary, if you quit, you get fired, you retire, all your coverage is gone. And so it's important that you have something private and personal that you own, so that will never be a risk for you or your family.
Clay, I'm just going to save this money. I'm going to save the $83 a month. I don't want to spend 83 for $5,000. I'm just going to save it.
That's awesome. But here's the deal. If you pass away tomorrow, that $83 is $83. If you go and get approved today with an $83 policy, that's going to be $5,000 instantly. So I don't know about you, but I'd rather take $5,000 today than pray that I'm going to be alive to save $5,000.
Hayden, I need to think about it.
At the start or at the end of it?
At the end.
At that, like after you go through the application?
No, at the when you're showing the numbers.
Okay, great. Yeah, Grady, that's what most people said. That's what most people say. But basically, we got to see if you can even get approved first. So, like I said, the process is basically we're gonna fill out an application, see if you can get approved. If you can, great. You're gonna have basically 10 days to decide if you like the coverage and if you want to bump it up or down or switch to the cashback option. And so what we're going to do is we're going to see if you can get approved. Out of these options that I showed you, which one do you like the best and you think you would want to get approved for?
Funny. Julius, if they can't find their current policy, would you suggest calling the carrier in the home to get that information?
Absolutely. I can't tell you how many times I've called the carrier to verify coverage, and 9 times out of 10, the client has the wrong information or the wrong policy amounts. And almost every time it turns into a for sure sale.
Clay, I got my insurance through my credit union.
Well, basically,
Congrats, you have an accidental.
Exactly.
Congrats, you have an accidental. Let's get you some real coverage.
But they said it's good coverage.
It is. It's good if you die in an accident.
Exactly. So let's
Perfect.
put something in place where if you pass away of any circumstances, we're going to have some coverage in place for you.
Money. Appreciate you guys. Final thoughts and send them off to their day.
I'll let you guys know.
Good.
Hayden?
Yeah, I would say all these questions are pretty much all just common objections. You're either on the phone or in the home. It's the same 3 to 5 every single time. I can't afford it. I want to think about it. I don't know if, you know, this is right for me or whatever it is. I want to talk to my brother. So master the objections on the phone and in the home. There's like 5 of them, and then you'll be ready to go and ask the questions, and you won't have to, you know, think about it or anything like that.
Just get through your first 100 appointments. And after you've done that, you've seen all the medications, you've seen all the objections, and just get through your first 100 appointments. And after that, you'll be a seasoned agent and you'll be ready to rock.
Just go to work. You'll learn all this as you go. Don't overthink it. Just like he said, get through your first 100 appointments. You'll be a superstar in no time.
App count contest, you excited about it?
Yeah.
Love it. Hell yeah.
And then live dials. Can we do a commercial for live dials?
Okay. Live dials. All right.
Here we go.
Here we go. So listen, I can't speak enough about live dials, guys. Without live dials, you are literally on an island by yourself. Who wants to be on an island by themselves? If you do, I don't know what to tell you, all right? But most people want some company, right? And so in the beginning, the biggest challenge that people have is booking appointments, doing it successfully, and having fun. So let's take out the learning curve, okay? Let's get you making appointments right away so you can go out there and help families and actually start your business fresh from day one. So the best way to do that is every Monday and Thursday, you join the team. And you're not just joining the team, you're joining the top producers. So you're gonna learn from the best of the best on the team that write 30, 40, 50 grand a month to help you start your business. So there's no better way to start your business. every Monday and Thursday. Jump on the live dial team, participate, get on the camera. Don't hide behind a black screen so no one sees you or hears you, because that's for the weak. We are not weak. We're winners. We're strong. Get on live dial team. Let's blow this thing up.